and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, we'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. One more ale. that soon could be ours. Let's form a team and we'll take to the wild. And we won't burn down the tavern. No, we won't burn down the tavern. No, we won't burn down the tavern. Come away, adventure calls today, and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, we'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. One more ale. We've come on down to the tavern for trouble and for fun, and to talk about the old prophecy. And we all sing songs at the tavern of the fights that we have won, and we dream about our next victory. Come away, adventure calls today, and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, we'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's drink one more ale. Well, we won't burn down the tavern like the times we did before. It was not our fault, we swear honestly. But we'll do our dance at the tavern with the bards who've traveled far, and we'll ask them of the places they've seen. Come away, adventure calls today, and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, we'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's drink one more ale. I feel the call of the world far outside, and the glory that soon could be ours. Let's form a team and we'll take to the wild, and we won't burn down the tavern. No, we won't burn down the tavern. No, we won't burn down the tavern. Come away, adventure calls today, and tomorrow we'll tell of our tale. Come away, we'll see that dragon slain. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. But before we go, let's dream. One more ale.
Hello, happy Office Hours Tuesday, team. I hope you're all having a great one. Excited to chat with you today. Excited to answer any questions y'all have. Um, let's dive into it. Let's dive in. First off, if let me know if I'm coming in choppy, because I'm uploading this footage to the cloud, and it's been uploading for 7 hours. It's only 5 minutes away, and it's done. But it's taking up all my bandwidth, I think. But yeah, I'm earthquaking. Well, I'm in California, so just part of doing business. We got a lot of exciting stuff to go through today. I can't wait. Yeah, I know. Yeah, my camera's super. Yeah, I'm actually because I ran out of ports on this computer. I have a hard drive that's hooked up to it where the camera normally is, so I'm just using the laptop's camera. And it is definitely a little shaky if I start wobbling to. Okay, let's get down to real business though. We have a lot to cover today. Let me kind of open up my Notion doc here. First, the PvP redesign. You all should have heard about that by now. We sent an email. The PvP, aka the product description page, aka the game listing page, which you all know it by. The game listing page is what players see when they are browsing search and they click onto one of the tiles and they see that page. That's your product description page. That's what it's kind of called in architecture terms, or e-commerce terms. Product description page is the event, the actual listing itself. That's what we refer to it internally. And so the admin side has been launched. And that allows you, the GM, to go ahead and make updates ahead of time of us actually launching it. Now, how this is going to work is there'll be 2 weeks where GMs can go and update their game listing. And then after those 2 weeks, we're going to launch the player side. But it won't be fully launched. It'll only be launching to a control group of new players, where 50% of new people that come to the site will see the update. And then 50% of people who do not, who are new, will not see the new update. We will be A-B testing its launch. It'll probably be a 3-week A/B test, maybe 2 weeks. So something to keep in mind. If you don't update your game listing, you'll be excluded from the test. So you won't show. Yeah, you won't. There won't be a chance you'll show up in the B version. You'll only show in the control. So I would definitely update that. And you have 2 weeks. We wanted to make sure that people had tons of time. Now, if you have a question about the PvP, the admin update, you can go ahead and put it in the chat with just put, do this question in all caps, and then here is my question. Something like that. Okay. I think that's it for the PvP. You guys want to check it out? I'll go ahead and show you what Nina's been working on. Let's see, desktop, there we go. Yeah, here we go. So this is the new page. It's going to have a lot more content that's very easily digestible right upon landing. So this is called the fold, right? The fold means everything you see before you scroll. And so you can see a lot more information this way than you could previously. And then you have the About Adventure, which game styles you've selected, setting, theme, module, and then more about the GM. This allows for a whole description about the GM. Your About Me will show up here. And then, of course, reviews. This will show off, a 2-column, 6 reviews. Character creation. This is also where the recruiting notes will now show, and it'll be party notes. What to expect. Homebrew rules, equipment needed to play. We're future-proofing this because we plan for there to be a future where you can run in-person games with StartPlaying, which means you wouldn't need internet. You would only need pen and paper, physical dice. You might not even need that to participate because the GM might have it. But this is the equipment needed to play. This also will allow some really cool stuff in the future because a lot of times I've seen people ask, "Hey, I don't have a computer. Can I play on my phone?" And I think if we get to a point where we can say like you only need a mobile phone, that could be really interesting. Essentially like as long as you have a phone, at minimum, you'll be able to play. And I think that could be really cool. So I think if you are running a play-by-post game, you could select computer and mobile phone because you just need one or two of those to play. And I think that would allow for people to easily find those types of games, especially if I'm just going to run a Theater of the Mind game with no cam. You can also just use Discord on your phone. The platforms used, so the different VTTs, safety, content warnings, safety tools, and then additional tables that you're running of that game, some general FAQs, and then more upcoming games. Okay, that's what we got there. Okay. Question from Eric. Question: Do we have an update? Do we have to update all our games for PDP, not PDB, product description page, or just the ones that we want to run, or just the ones you want to run. You can't add new adventures or update details unless you update the whole thing. So, just the ones that you're running. Ajax question: PDP page has optional levels, starting level at any level. My sense is that showing level 1 to 10 will be confusing for players coming to the game at, say, level 5. That's why you want to add that into your party notes. And because most people who are looking for a level to join, they're also looking to start at the beginning of the game, not in the middle of the game. Um, but that is a very good thought. We might, if players do like this, and this does seem to help, we might in the future maybe move it to the adventure so you can change it as it goes. But that's what I would use party notes for. Um, let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Ba, 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 ba. Is this it? Let's see. Hmm. Let me see what I did with this because I think I misplaced a mock-up I wanted to show you guys. So I will go ahead and track it down right now. PRDs. Yes. Okay, everything is updated. Hold on one sec. Get this shaky cam out of here. Right. Okay. Sorry about that, team. Let me go ahead and pull up this GM profile redesign. This is going to look real good, team. All right. Let me download this image real quick. See. There we go. Okay, Bob. For handoff. There we go. I'm so sorry I didn't have this prepared earlier, y'all. I thought I had it saved to my desktop, and I definitely did not. Oh my gosh. So that is on me. Okay. It looks like I downloaded a different GM project, which I'll show you too, since now that I have it downloaded. Okay. So, next, I wanted to talk to you about the GM profile redesign. We're redesigning a lot. There's a lot of good stuff happening. So let me go ahead and drop that here. Okay. So this is the beginnings of the GM profile redesign. We have some questions here. Any chance game duration in hours will get moved to the adventure rather than the template? Neil, that's great. Great feedback. That is something that definitely could happen in the future. I would not rule that out. All right, here's the GM profile redesign. As you come up, you have request booking, message, GM name, the banner. The banner will be an exact size. So it won't have the same kind of cropping limitations it has now, which makes it super responsive, but also makes it really hard to make it so things don't get cut off. Let's see. We have this new thing that we're going to be trying out called featured prompts. Featured prompts are things to help GMs describe who they are as a GM, how they run their games, things like that. This is some cool research that came out of the user interviews that we got from players. And players they really want to know that's GM style, who they are. They want to know a lot about them, but it's also they want to learn about them, not in a wall of text. So just one long about isn't solving the problem, right? But interesting questions and prompts sound like they can help address that problem, especially when we constrain the response. So you have to be concise and clear about it. And so these prompts would be things like, when I'm not rolling dice, you could find me, and it's a chance for you, a prompt for you to say what you do outside of gaming. Another is, people are most surprised to find out that and maybe it's something that that's unique about you. And so this could be the fact that, like, oh, I'm a teacher, or I've won an award for something, this. But these help kind of let you differentiate yourself outside of just asking you, hey, write about yourself, right? These are prompts that should help with that. Then we have our reviews, which, not much has changed. How the GM runs games. So this is kind of like another series of prompts. So like here would be like, if someone attends PV at the table, I would, and then down here we have ideal table. Ideal table is like, if you like X, you're going to love my table because, but this kind of talks about like the players or the people that you think are best for your table. And you get to kind of talk about this. Let's see. Eric says, I hate the idea of GM styles. Matt Koval did a good video about this. A good GM adapts based on the type of games ran. GM styles don't exist. Only game styles do. I would probably push back on that. I think that might just be a semantic thing. I think it's more like how you define GM style rather than like, I think GM style can also just, terms to play style, like how you prefer to play. Let's see, where were we? But yeah, how GM runs games, their ideal table, and then the GM preferences. So these are the systems you prefer to run, the experience levels that you like running for, the different types of themes you like to run in your games, and the platforms. And then, of course, we have your socials, and then we have your games. And then you'll see here, you can see all games, campaigns, and one-shots. Now, what we notice is most people don't start, in our research, most people don't start on a GM's profile page. They go to a profile page to kind of vet them for a game they're thinking about joining. And that's why games are lower on this page. Because most people going to GM pages are looking to learn more about the GM, not to find their games. Let's see. Question, Blue Sky social integration when please. Twitter's dead to me. Question, can we add Sky to socials for those who play X? Yeah, it's probably something we can do when we launch the redesign or afterwards. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, any questions on the GM profile redesign? We're probably going to launch it something very similar where like it'll be launched for 2 weeks before we launch it publicly. So you'll have time to go and answer prompts and update your GM profile before it launches publicly. That's probably what we're going to be doing. And then GMs who don't, their game listing just won't show up in GM search. So, you'll have 2 weeks to do it most likely. Language on the GM profile. So there's actually something here. This is kind of interesting. If I pull this down again. So go here. Location and language. Now these are of course optional. You don't have to add this here. But what we noticed is oftentimes people, there we go. Oftentimes people wanted time zones, but people also have a hard time knowing what time zone is what. They only know their own time zone. And they usually know like a few time zones before and after them. So that's why we're probably going to lean more towards location. And we're going to see if people who are asking for time zone, um, if that is no longer a need for them. Because if I'm in Belgium, right, and I see someone is in Austria, I kind of know what time zone they're in. Because most people who are looking for time zone want to play with people who are also in their own time zone. Um, so same, if I see California and I live in New York, I know like, okay, this person's like probably like 2 or 3 hours from me because I know the time zones that are near my time zone. Um, so that's why we have location, then we have language, and then identity tags. Okay, cool. Um, uh, let's talk about. We have a new Game Master marketing page that we'll be launching. And this is specifically to target things like hire a GM, hire a Dungeon Master, etc. This is specifically for people, this is specifically a marketing page to target high intent keywords for hiring, Dungeon Masters. um, uh, let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Desktop. Okay. Now, mind you, I this is a Frankenstein page, or the Frankenstein's monster page. I took a bunch of components from Nick's library to kind of make this rough draft of what this marketing page will be. Um, so hire Dungeon Master, a little bit of a copy up here to kind of grab the attention, some value props, this cool new component that is a in-page search. So it'll have, the GM cards. You'll be able to search through it here, but it only has like 9 or 12 cards. How this will work is when you search, when you add, text in here, or when you put in some filters and you click search, that'll actually take you to the search page and apply that query. And then we have Pro DM campaigns, browse Dungeon Masters by genre. So you can see the different genres by Game Master, by game style, might be play style. But game style is like organized play, West Marches, sandbox, dungeon crawl, theater of the mind, rule of cool, play by post, rules is written, all these things. So you can see, all GMs that run, etc. types of systems, or not systems, but different game styles. Sandbox, dungeon crawl, theater of the mind, West Marches, organized play, rule of cool, play by post, combat heavy. Then we have Pro DM one shots, browse Game Masters by VTT, why hire a Pro Game Master, how to start playing work. Frequently asked questions. Again, this is a rough mock-up page from the blog. Hire a Dungeon Master for your team. Find a pro Dungeon Master at Start Playing today. So this is just a fun little marketing page that will help direct that high-value traffic to the right place. Any chance that of GM blog? Michael Gray. I don't know what you mean. So if you could ask that question again, I will happily answer it. But I'm not sure what it's asking. Okay. GM Daniel, question: do you have an expected date in which we should expect GM Profile to launch? Yes, I believe it will be launching sometime early June. Is kind of what I would estimate. Okay. That looks like everyone. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's see what's on next. Any questions on the GM marketing page, the new GM profile, the PDP? If not, I'll go into the 3-headed blog post update and the specific system ads that we did. Okay. Okay. Question: can we get blog article links on the GM profile page? Maybe. The thing is, we thought about should we make a part of the site where you could just write an article about you as a pro GM, like anything. You could write articles about anything, and they would show up in the Start Playing blog. but they would all link back to your profile. So that's something we thought about, but it requires a lot of work to make a CMS that everyone could submit to. We'd probably have to do something else, like submit your article, it gets vetted, and then it gets added to your profile, and then it links back to yours. But to roll that on scale is really hard, so we got to find a solution for that if we decide to go that way. Nina says, question, in the GM profile redesign, will there be an option to add our own websites? No. Mainly to prevent disintermediation. So a number of folks, will come to the site that have no intent of, helping the community or building it out here, and they just use it to like funnel players to their own. And it doesn't last very long because those players are pretty clever and they come and let us know. But that's one of the ways they do it is the offsite. We will probably be making some more like expanding the social links, but I don't know if we're going to do personal websites yet. Maybe in the future, but not right now. It might be something that we unlock for like our top GMs where they get like, maybe like some customized social links or things like that. But it's so far down on the list of like things we got to do that not currently. Also a question to Ajax's point, even without some new blog feature displaying the articles we've written for SPG profiles would be great. Yes, it's kind of unfair because we don't offer that option for all GMs to like create a blog post to then have on their profile. Additionally, it takes a lot of work because we'd have to customize it for each GM. It's a hard thing. If we were to do it, we'd have to find a way to make any GM be able to apply to write an article and then have it show up on the blog, and then it could show up on their profile, which is something we have talked about. The scale seems just kind of difficult, and we're not sure if GMs would want to do that. But it is in our big list of things to do more research on. When you get Nina says when you get the good boy badge. Listen, I think badges are going to happen. I think badges are definitely going to happen. Yeah, OddsScroll, because it's unfair because we are now having something where people were, if they weren't part of that, they joined after. Essentially, it's a one-time deal that those GMs wrote those blog posts. And so, but if we continue doing it, or we end up something where GMs can just write their own blog post whenever they want, then we want to integrate that. But, a one-time thing, it won't scale. We're essentially building just for 32 GMs. It just doesn't seem worth the right effort. But if we are building something where any GM can come and like submit their own article, or essentially kind of like a Medium post, and it could show up on their profile, but also show up on the GM blog, that would be valuable. Okay. Specific system ads. So we ran a bunch of specific system ads to launch our new play pages. So Lancer, Call of Cthulhu, tons. I can actually pull up the exact ones we did. Let's see. So we ran it for Vampire, Blades in the Dark, Marvel, Multiverse RPG, City of Mist, Alien the RPG, and Lancer, along with Star Wars, Fabula Ultima, The One Ring, Fallout, Warhammer Fantasy, Monster of the Week, and Pathfinder 2e. So these were all games that were part of that individual push. Lancer Lancer did really well, so did Alien. The rest, and really what it came down to is game inventory. So I think games that have a higher inventory are going to perform better. Pathfinder saw no change, but Pathfinder also saw a low impact on the ads. We had more people booking in Pathfinder games from ads that talk about D&D than we did from people who booked a game for Pathfinder from a Pathfinder ad. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. Ross Fulton, I updated all my templates yesterday, but there's still a single big red alert saying that one that needs updated still on my listings. I can't tell you. I'd have to look at your account, but I would recommend reaching out to support because they can probably help. They can probably log in as you and look and maybe tell you what they see. Yeah, it could be one of those. But I would definitely reach out to support at startplayinggames.com. If you did a hard refresh and still nothing changed. Okay. So the individual game systems ads didn't work tremendously well. Some of the view ads did really well, which the goal was just to get people to watch the ads, not to actually convert from the ads. Um, but the customer acquisition cost on them was still really high. We're talking like $50, $70 versus we know half, some upwards to sometimes half of people who convert from our other ads will convert into any number of game outside of D&D. Sometimes it's like 50, sometimes it's 60, sometimes it's 70 that are all going to D&D and the rest going to other systems. Um, uh, the cost of that is so much less than it is of the individual system ads. But we're also going to see, does this drive more traffic to those play pages and to those games generally? So we're going to monitor it for the next 30 days, see what happens. Okay, let's see. The 300 blog post update. Yo, check this out. So we didn't get 300 blogs. We got 233, 236, something like that. Almost 300, but not enough. Some GMs just ended up not having as much time to participate as they like. Some of our writers that we had hired didn't have domain expertise in some of the systems. So we ended up cutting back. We had 233. We're going to see if that works. Now, we know that it's driving traffic. We're going to start kind of estimating how many of our users visit the blog in the next 30 and 60 days, also become players on the site. But let me show you this. This is really cool. Is this the right one? Let me double check. Let me pull up Search Console. Let's see, 28 days. Let me just grab a fresh one. Let me grab a fresh. All right, here we go. I think this is the play pages. I think I showed this one last week. Let me go ahead and give you this new one. All right. Ba-ba. So this is specifically the blog's traffic impressions. So you can kind of see when we launch on 4/18 is when things really begin to take off. That's right around here. You can't see my cursor. But 4/18 is when we started posting and actually publishing them. And now we're up at almost 30,000 impressions a day from the blog alone. This is crazy. That's wild. That's so many impressions. So yeah, we broke, over 10,000 impressions a day. So pretty cool. But I'll keep you all posted on this as far as like how it starts converting. And if that's the case, we'll probably even look into more stuff around like, maybe GMs being able to write their own blog posts. Let's see. Okay. Any questions on the blog update, on the blog project? Doesn't seem like it. I like how we have like a mini support team in chat helping Ross right now. I love this. Okay. If not, we'll talk about the pay at booking test. Pay at booking test. I think some of you already know this. We've been talking about doing a pay at booking test. So when you sign up for a game, the very first session, you're charged at checkout. And then future games, you're charged, when the game happens. Yes, GM Daniel, almost double. I would say like, probably, at least, and here it's still going. So let's see what happens. It might actually hit double, if not more. Yeah, pay at booking test. So we are hoping to charge at checkout. This is for a number of reasons. One, it helps us know the onboarding rates better of customers. It lets us know a number of things, but mostly the onboarding rates of customers, and it also prevents players from booking in a bunch of games and then like leaving those and only being in one, which is an annoyance that some GMs have. That's a small percentage of our user base, about 3%, but I still can see how it's annoying. But it's also like, hey, are we likely to get higher intent people? So imagine this. Imagine 10 people book, right? But only 7 of those people were serious about playing the game. The other 3 people are like, this could be fun. Um, and they're like, well, I could cancel before the game happens. And they were never really going to play, but they maybe got caught up in the moment, right? Um, the other 7 people, um, 6 of those 7 people play, right? So that's a high, like those 7 people, they all really want to, but one person who didn't is because like their work schedule changed. Um, so we're hoping that this could really dial down the likelihood that someone is going to participate, show up, commit to the game. But what happens if we launch it and instead of 10 people booking, 4 people book, and then we have the same onboarding rate, which is 30%, which means only 2 people end up actually being charged and joining the game. So we're going to test this because we want to make sure that anything that could affect checkout, we want to be very certain that it's going to be a net positive to our GMs, because if you succeed, we succeed. Okay. Okay. Looks like Ross figured out their problem too. Great. I love this. So yeah, pay a booking test. I've talked about it a bunch. The whole reason we're doing this is because we want to make sure that we can really tighten that onboarding rate to give us a really good idea of who is actually going to be booking in games. And then it also helps out with GMs a ton and helps with kind of committing people to the game. Um, okay. Genre pages. We started launching these. They are live. Start playing games. Let's see. We have let's check out this one. So this is still kind of a work in progress. There's some edits that still need to be made, but let me go ahead and show you what this genre page looks like. Let's see. I got a screen capture. We want to capture. There it is. Okay, so this is the landing page for horror tabletop RPGs. And the title will kind of get updated here, but these are all the adventures that are tagged with horror. And then here's a bunch of horror, popular horror RPGs: Vampire the Masquerade, Die, Monster Hearts, Alien, Werewolf, Cypher Systems, Monster of the Week, and then some online horror campaigns, some online horror one-shots, um, dungeon masters who focus on horror. Some questions, one of our blog posts around horror tabletop RPGs, some actual plays, and then of course, then this just takes you to a search result of the horror themes. We're doing this for all our genres. Scene 4, Sean is working on them. Our games are putting those landing pages together, so that's fantastic. Oddscroll Candela snubbed. Maybe. I think maybe because it doesn't show up on the list because not enough people are running games for it, because that's ranked by popularity. Um, you know what? That's actually interesting. I wonder why Call of Cthulhu isn't on there. Um, let's see. Hmm. I mean, it is popular. I don't know. Maybe there's not a page, or maybe it didn't get added yet. But those are being worked on. Those are great questions. Um, let's see. What else do we have? The GM application. Um, the GM application. That's out. We paused it. We're now going to wait another 30 days, and we're going to look at the evidence. Or we're going to look at the results. Um, the GM application was, hey, we're not going to just let anyone book. We're going to actually put together an application. We're going to vet some of these folks that are coming through. Usually that vetting is done by the fact of like, if someone can get, 5 people to, give them a review, then that's usually like the smallest amount of social proof for someone to take a risk on them. And if that person who takes a risk on them ends up booking, then they slowly start to get their verified reviews. But the idea is like, hey, let's do a fine tooth comb with some of these folks. And the thinking is that we will reduce our onboarding, or the lack thereof, because we're having higher quality GMs or people who are more um, uh, focused on being a pro GM. They really want to provide an excellent experience. They don't want to just like, use Start Playing as like another forum to post, a game. And so uh, we do know that the application reduces people who try to apply as a GM. When there's no application, twice as many people join Start Playing. When we had application, only half as many people joined. Now we wait another 30 days, and we're going to look at the cohort over time to see which cohort has a higher retention rate, is more reliable, has more reviews, has earned more money. Any of those indicators that show of a quality GM. And we'll be back here with those notes. Let's see. Uh, we magicify messages. You guys already saw that. That's just a change to the design system. And then research on the PDP landing from Google Search. This is a really interesting research project that we're doing right now. We're trying to find players who found Start Playing through a Google search, but the first place they landed was an adventure listing. We have a bunch of folks who we can tell they came to the site via an adventure listing and then they booked. So these are people who like landed on an adventure listing that a GM has made, and then they booked in a game. So the first place they came to us was an adventure listing. We're trying to figure out what are these people searching? How are they getting there? We want to figure out more of this because a lot of times people are finding these pages, and sometimes they find these pages and the game is full. And this is just how they find out about Start Playing. So we're interviewing these people, trying to figure out like, hey, how'd you find us? And we'll be sharing more about that after the research is done. Let's see. DM Dan says, is 30 days long enough period for that? Doesn't it take over a month for most GMs to get off the ground? Dan, so around 14 days is when the first charge happens for GMs. But 30 days from now to get the last one, it's been going for a full 60 days. So we have probably a cohort that has been on for around, by 30 days ends, we'll have been here for around 60 days because of when we launched. And so the people that had joined there. So we'll probably have 45 days will probably be the average that we're looking at. Comment on deep links. We share links directly to our listings. Ross, of course, I know that, but here's the thing. This is organic traffic, not direct traffic. When you share your link on Discord and people click that registers to us as direct traffic. But I can still see when I look at organic traffic coming to the site, I can see where are you landing? And I can see that they're landing on game listings instead of the homepage. I also see people landing on a number of other places, like Become a GM. I can see where people land organically. So that's one of the things that we're trying to figure out. Like you obviously had to put something in the search to get to this game listing. Now, I do have a hypothesis of how this is happening, and I think it might be I found your game sometime, and I haven't been here for a while, and I come back maybe after my cookies has dropped, or I come back on a different device, and I search the adventure on Google to find it rather than go to Start Playing and search for the adventure there. That's maybe what it could be, but we don't know. So we have a bunch of users that we're going to be interviewing, asking like, hey, how'd you get here? Simple Fox, SEO in the listing. Yeah. And I don't think that's the case, but I got to find out for sure. Because if that is the case, then there's a huge opportunity there, right? But if it's not, then I don't want to sink time and energy into it if it's not going to reap benefits for all of us. Question, I have found Google offers up specific listings in search for systems with fewer games. I have found my own Candela listing in Google searches just by searching for Candela before. Yes, so we also used to use Performance Max in our Google ads, which would advertise specific games if someone had something that matches that. But the problem was it was really bad because it would like I search Candela game and then it shows Jason's Candela game And the person's like, oh, cool. And like, I can't play it this time. It's so hard to estimate, like, you want to play this game? You Googled it and like, hopefully it's in the right time. So we kind of stopped with the performance max on dynamic game listings. Um, but sometimes people's game listings will show up in search. And they get small numbers of traffic, like 20, like 20 to 100 impressions over a month. And then like, 1 to 8 clicks, but still, I want to figure out what's going on there. So that's some of the research we're doing. Uh, Odd scroll clarification. This wasn't a promoted listing. It was a proper Google result. See, okay. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying is we used to do that because we thought there might be something there because of the results that were showing up organically. But the PMAX did not work. Um, uh, Seems like most would just be coming because the GM listed their game in a public forum on social somewhere. Simple Fox, I mean, that would be direct traffic, right? But when you break out traffic, you have direct, organic, social, referral. You have all these different buckets that traffic is categorized in. And we're looking exclusively at organic traffic, which means they used Google to find it in some way, rather that like referral traffic is usually like, oh, I found from a Roll20 listing, or referral or social referral traffic is like, oh, this is on a Facebook group, that kind of stuff. Okay. Oh my gosh. We did it. We got through everything. Oh, wait a sec. Shadow Dark. If you like Shadow Dark, check out the updates channel. We are doing an event with Shadow Dark. It is very fun. It is very cool. I personally love Shadow Dark. I think it's a great system, and I'm excited that we're partnering with the Arcane Library to make this event happen. Also, thank you to our wonderful GMs. I don't remember which GM it is specifically that helped part of this. Let's see. Uh, was it? I believe it was AJ helped make this happen by reaching out to some of the folks at Arcane Library, saying like, you guys should partner with StartPlaying. So thank you, GMs. Anytime you reach out to a game publisher, you say you should work with StartPlaying. It makes things a lot easier when we start talking to them, because they already know that the people who love their games want this to happen. Cheyenne, let's see. Let me go ahead and move this over here so I can see your question. Oh, Cheyenne, yeah, I showed it earlier, but I will show it again. All right. This is the new game listing. Ba, 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 ba. And of course, they'll have tabs so you can kind of navigate throughout this page really easily. All right, let's see. OddScroll, a group of us submitted a letter. Well, that's very cool. Well, thank you, OnScroll, and thank you, AJ, and everyone else who was part of Shadow Dark happening, and telling the Arcane Library team that, like, hey, we want you guys to do something with Start Playing, because that's how it happens. The more people you say do something with Start Playing, the more likely people want to do something with Start Playing. That's how Daggerheart happened. Daggerheart heard so many people were interested in the system, and then I talked to their team at Big Bad Con, and they were really excited to partner with us. So I'm very pumped for the Daggerheart event happening May 20th. DM Dan, apologies if this was spoken before. I was able to join. What's the plan with advertising PR for the Daggerheart event? I know it was a bummer for the Polygon got snuffed out. It's not that big of a deal, but we have 5 creators that are doing influencer posts about it. We have a whole subset of ad campaign for view and conversion, 2 different campaigns. There's a TikTok campaign going for it. There'll be a YouTube one. There'll be an SEM campaign, and that's just on our side. Roll20 is doing a large email campaign, some social stuff, and then Daggerheart is doing a bunch of stuff that I can't talk about. So yeah, that's currently what's happening. Believe tomorrow or sometime this week we got something with we're working with Zach the Bold, Scene 4, Dana the Rose, Arlentric, and bonus action on some long form, um, and ice cream sandwich. Um, DM Dan, no one's asked that question yet, so you're the first to hear it, along with everyone else. Team, we got like 6 minutes left, so if you have any other Q&As you want to go over, shoot me your Qs, and I'll give you some As. And then we'll wrap. Day of the Rose was actually the first creator that posted. You can see that that campaign's already live too. Um, yeah, it's pretty great. Uh, okay, it looks like we're good to wrap, team. Um, I'll start to kind of wind down here. Thanks so much for coming to Office Hours. We're going to have a mini Office Hours next week. And then, of course, we'll be back to our regular Office Hours the following week after that. Which will your Dagger Heart one shots will be playing in? Whichever one my child allows me to. What's the symbol on your hat? Oh, it's just a Pegasus. Oh, yeah, just a little Pegasi. I'm a horse boy after all. Okay, team, thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you in the Discord. Bye, y'all.